Hi, had a great conversation with a filmmaker named Brian who had made one short film and was wondering whether making the move to LA was smart or not. So I'm answering that question. As I said in this video, it depends on what your goals are. Do you want to be a screenwriter? Do you want to be a producer? Do you want to be a director? Do you want to be an actor? You've got to back end into that, and it depends on your particular situation. If you have a good thing going with a great community in your hometown, then I say be in the place where you can be your best. This advice is tailored towards Ryan. If you're curious or have any questions regarding moving to LA or any other type of entertainment stuff, hit me up, let me know, and we'll talk about it.
I got to see my short film come alive on the big screen, which was
That's great. That's amazing.
it was awesome. And it didn't place I didn't like get any awards for it or whatever. It didn't place within that. But there was like 30 some odd films that were chosen,
Yeah.
and I placed like fifth among all of them. So it was
That's great. I mean, look,
Yeah.
that's a huge pat on the back. I mean, for your first
Seriously.
work, yeah. That's congratulations.
Thanks, man. Yeah. But I mean, after that was 4 years ago, and I haven't really been able to make anything since. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Yeah. So what do you? What kind of questions do you have, and how can I help? How can I?
Well, I mean, okay. One of the big ones whenever I was watching it is that as an indie film director.
Yeah.
Now, were you born and raised in LA, or was
I was. Yeah.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm a local.
Okay, so being one of the things that I've been noticing is that if you really wanted to kind of make a statement within this kind of industry, you kind of have to be in that particular area. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, because I know some of my favorite writers, some of my favorite screenwriters are people that don't live in LA. They live in other places like Texas and all that stuff. But I've heard often that really to get your foot in the door, you kind of have to be within that city of the industry. Is that? I mean, that's
Is that true?
Huh?
Is that true?
Is that true? Or
well,
obviously it's benefited you. So
yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Yes and no. There are pluses and minuses to it. I mean, I think it depends on what are your goals. What do you where do you see yourself? What do you want to be doing? I mean, I think you have to kind of think about what you want to do, and then reverse engineer it, as opposed to being do I need to move to LA? I mean, if you made a short film and it was well received and you haven't done one in 4 years, I think before I made Nobody Walks in LA, I made 65 shorts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, and part of that was because a buddy of mine got an overall deal with Sony to do a ton of shorts, and he hired me to come in and help write, produce, direct, and do all of that. So that was kind of my film school.
Okay.
So, given the information that you've already told me, if I were in your situation right now, I wouldn't move to LA right now. I mean, you made one short film, which is great, but
right.
What I would be doing is I would be honing my craft and getting good, and doing that in Chico isn't a bad place to do that, because you have a supportive community, you have friends there who are willing to help out on stuff. It sounds like, and so, I think you can make indie films from anywhere. Joe Swanberg, who's a indie filmmaker now, has stayed in Chicago, and he found an in to the South by Southwest Festival. They supported him a lot, and that helped him blow up his career. I don't think it's necessary to move to LA. I think at this point in your career, I think it's best to just focus on getting good, becoming the best that you can be, and don't even think about that now. I mean, because if you come to LA, there's a million other people who are trying to do the same thing. Whereas in Chico right now, it's you've got your crew, you've got your people. I would just focus on getting as good as possible. You hone your craft, get really good. And then, and think about that down the line. Don't even worry about that right now, is my humble opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's very wise. And I think because, I kind of had the same attitude, to where it's you move to LA, you are a little fish in a big freaking ocean,
right?
Where everybody is going to be doing the same thing, and I kind of feel Lots of people that move out there with those kind of aspirations, they get eaten alive very quickly.
Yeah, and it's not something that I say like don't do it to people, but just given like your kind of situation that I'm hearing specifically from you, if you were like 22, fresh out of film school or fresh out of any school, and you just wanted to like come to LA and like start learning and being a PA on sets and like, you know, and kind of start at the bottom and just kind of take it all in, which is a great way to do it as well, I'd be like, yeah, you should come out here. But if it sounds like you kind of got a cool set life in Chico, you got your film crew and people that you vibe with there. It's like if you were like, hey, I hate my life in Chico and this sucks, and I want to like start PAing on terrible horror movie sets, then I would be like, yeah, come down, like, like enjoy. But it sounds like you got like a nice setup up there. You're already directing. You're already here in with a community of people. I think the biggest thing for you right now is like write more shorts and produce them and like make them, and don't be so precious about them. Like at this point for you, it's about just fucking making stuff, like learning. Like even if it's a shit movie that you make, you're gonna learn something really important from it that you won't screw up again when it's like higher stakes. So like I wouldn't take it. I know it's hard to do this, but like kind of remove your ego from it to a certain extent and just be like, right now it's about making stuff and like making more. And I hesitate to say this, but I kind of feel it, like, since we've only made one short, more quantity over quality. Like, don't be so precious with your stuff. Like, if you feel like it, like, don't wait for it to be perfect, to be like, oh my gosh, I need to make sure that this is the perfect 4-page script. Like, one of my shorts that I did was called Practical. I wrote it, like, on a Tuesday and shot it on a Saturday. 1-day shoot, called some friends, and edited it in, like, the next week, you know? And, like... That's what you like. If I were you in your shoes, that's what I would be doing. I would be like trying to make 2 short films a month, like, and just like churning and burning as much as you possibly can, given your time commitments and your life and stuff like that. But just getting really good at it, you know, and like, and submit them to your local festival. Start a local film night or something like that. You know, like start engaging your community around you in support of that as well, and kind of just make it your second job.
Right on. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Ryan also made a dope short film called Mouse that you should check out. I really enjoyed it. I put the link in the description. Hope you have a good one. Hope you enjoy this, and this is helpful. Take care.